Hi, welcome to your video on proportions in which we will be solving proportions. You will be able to solve them using scale factor, also called your factor of change, and unit rate. First question, how do I solve proportions using scale factor? Again, just know that scale factor and factor of change are the same wording. I have my first example here for you, 16 hot dogs to 40 hamburger buns. That is your ratio, your rate, and it's going to be written as 16 over 40. And then let's say you needed to find what 32 was. Labeling is very helpful in this instance. So it would be hot dogs, 16 hot dogs to 40 burgers. And then 32 hot dogs is what you have. You're trying to find how many burgers that is, proportionality wise. So labeling is very helpful. So I'm just going to erase mine here, but you should keep your labels that you have, just so that I have more space. Scale factor. When you're solving for scale factor, there's two ways. You can either scale across or you can scale up and down vertically. And it's just a matter of choice, whichever you find to be more helpful, that works better for you. So do you want to go side to side or you want to go up and down? Which scale factor is easier? Well, going side to side is much easier because 32 to 16 is definitely dividing by 2. And so I'm going to go the same direction and do the same thing. If you're going to go opposite directions, you have to use the opposite operation. So what number divided by 2 will give me an answer of 40? And you have to think about that. That would be 80. The other way to check it is to go the other way. 16 times 2 is 32. So then I go the same direction. 40 times 2 is 80. Another example would be $2 for 5 pencils. You can write that as a fraction, which you have seen that I've done for you, 2 over 5. Again, labeling is helpful, so $2 for 5 pencils. So that you know what you're trying to find. In this one, you can scale up and down, you can scale across, it doesn't matter. You probably are seeing that you can scale across by multiplying by 7. So you can do the same thing. 2 times 7 will give you an answer of 14. Just want to point out scaling vertically also, so please put this on your paper as well. You can go up and down as well vertically. So 2 times what is 5? And we know that is 2.5, 2.5. So then what number multiplied by 2.5 will give you 35. Again, you can go the other way and divide by 2.5, and 35 divided by 2.5 or 2.5 will give you the same answers. Again, sometimes going vertically is easier than going horizontally. In this case, horizontally would be easier because you have better numbers to work with, more mental math. Okay, I decided to give you one last one. This is a better example of the vertical scale factor. So here, going from 5 to 10, I know that I'm multiplying by 2. If you go sideways, 5 times what is 18? That's messy. And then, of course, you can't do 10 times x. And so vertically is your better choice. So 5 times 2 is 10. So 18 times 2 is 36. So then x is 36. How do I solve proportions using simplest form? So sometimes you'll have situations where scale factor, you can't really see it. For example, if I have 15 baseballs for $21, your ratio that you're going to write at your rate as a fraction is going to be 15 baseballs to $21. And I know that because it's y over x. And this is your y. Y always comes first. X always comes second. That's how I know. Just like that's how I knew in the previous problems. So now I have this 15 over 21. And I don't have something that's easily scaled. I don't know 15 times what is 20. That's not helpful. 15 times what is 21. Again, that's not helpful. So we can't do scale factor very easily. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the simplest form of 15/21. You're going to find the reduced fraction, and you're going to rewrite it. So it's very important that you're rewriting. So what can I do? I can divide by 3 in both cases, and that will give me 5/7, which is my reduced form. And then I rewrite here. Now I can do my scaling. Side to side or up and down. Side to side is easier. 5 times 4 is 20. So 7 times 4 will give me my answer, which is 28. So A is 28, which means label-wise, I can get 20 baseballs for $28. 12 boys to 16 girls would be another example. You write it as a fraction, y over x. So 12 over 16. And then let's say we wanted to know, and again, labeling is helpful. So this is boys and this is girls. So my labels stay the same. So I'm trying to find how many boys there are when there's 28 girls. And then if you look scale-wise, it's a little tricky. It's hard to see it. So solving for simplest form is going to be easiest. So the first thing you want to do is reduce this down, dividing by 4. So I would get 3/4. Yeah, so 3 boys to 4 girls. And then carry it over. Again, rewriting this is helpful. And now I can see this really easily. I could scale vertically or horizontally. Horizontally is going to be the easiest. 4 times what is 28? Well, that's multiplying by 7. So 3 times 7 is 21, which means 21 boys there will be when there are 28 girls. How do I solve proportions using unit rate? Here we have an example. $3.87 for 3 songs. How much for 7 songs? Unit rate is really great to keep in mind when scale factor is not very clearly evident and when reducing doesn't work for you. So here's this example written as a proportion like this. And now, if you look, scale factor, I don't know how to multiply this. I don't know how to multiply this. It's pretty difficult math. It's not mental. And this can't be simplified to anything really that's difficult. It would be very difficult to do that. So what you can do is find the unit rate. And again, you're going to have to rewrite. So I'm going to find what one song would be. Again, labeling here might be helpful to you. So $3.78 for one song, or 3 songs, excuse me. So now I'm going to find the cost of one song. So on my calculator, I'm going to type 3.87 divided by 3, and that'll give you $1.29. So $1.29 for one song. Then you can carry that out, recopy everything down. Yes, you have to rewrite this. And now I can do my scale factor. So I can go vertically or horizontally. In this case, horizontally works easier. And I know I'm showing a lot of horizontal, but vertical does work, so be looking for those. Multiply by 7, so I do the same thing. I multiply by 7, and that will give me an answer of $9.03. So $9.03 for that song, or for 7 songs, I should say, not one song. Next one. $5.94 for a 6-pack of pop. All I'm doing with this is just giving you context to problems. So here, y over x, $5.94 for 6 cans. I want to know how many cans I can get for $7.92. Scale factor, again, not so easy to see it. It is there, it's just going to be lots of decimals, not mental math. Again, same with simplifying your fraction. That's not going to be helpful either. So we have to do unit rate. So you're going to find what 1 would be. So for what 1 can would be, and how many dollars that would cost. So $5.94 divided by 6 will give you 99 cents a can. Again, rewriting is important here. Equals $7.92 over X. And this, you're like, this is still not mental math. 99 cents, I've got 1 can. I don't see the mental math here. That's fine. Sometimes you won't. But what you can do is flip it. So if you get rid of this, what you can do is when you get to this point and you see that it's not working, you can stop doing that. You can actually flip the beginning part. So instead of finding what 1 can is, you can find what $1 is. So if I take 6 over 5.94 equals X over 7.92, that becomes my new problem. And then I can solve for what $1 is. So 6 divided by 5.94 is going to give me 101 over 1, so I'm solving for $1. So I get almost 1 whole can for $1, but it's a little bit more than that, equals X over 7.92. Now you can see that scale factor kicking in here. So 1 times what is going to give you 792? Well, obviously you're multiplying by 792. So then you take 101 times 792. Now this isn't necessarily completely mental math, but it's a lot easier than what it was. So $1.01 times 792 will give you an answer of just about, with a little bit of rounding, it'll give you about 8. So that means you get about 8 cans, really, really close to 8. It was 7.999. So 8 cans then would be your answer. All right, it is your turn to solve this proportion. Please use any method that you see fit. But make sure you're showing your work. If you are choosing the unit rate method, make sure you're rewriting it using the unit rate. If you're choosing to simplify the fraction, make sure you're rewriting it in the simplified form and show all of your work just like I did in the video. It is the end, but before you close out, make sure you are filling out your turn in the Google form. The link is on my website under today's date, so make sure you are looking there and filling that out so you get full credit for watching this. Have a great day.